I don't like talking about this because sometimes when you hear yourself, it's like you feel disgusted.
Carry a lot of shame and like resentment for how I acted in the past because I totally agree with you, bro. Like I struggled with addictions a little bit with just bad indulgence, right? Like the alcohol, the
I feel like a wall that just does it's breaking, but it doesn't want to break.
Welcome to the Rain from Within show. I'm Shane, your host, and everybody has a story. Some stories live quietly behind smiles and faith and the version of ourselves we show the world. This show is about sitting down one-on-one with real people, many from the strength community, some outside of it, and exploring these scars, struggles, and turning points that shaped who they're becoming from the inside out. Today's guest is Isaac Aviles. Isaac's story is one of hidden battles, of addiction, shame, and self doubt that existed beneath the surface, even while trying to live up to the image of who he thought he was supposed to be. In this conversation, we talk about quitting on yourself, using substance to numb pain you didn't yet know how to face, and what it's like to feel disconnected from your faith while still believing there had to be more. We get into the moments where life felt heavy enough to give up, the slow shift from just surviving to actually wanting to live again, and how consistency and accountability and brotherhood began rebuilding trust within himself. It's not about perfection, it's about honesty and learning to face the mirror without flinching. That said, choosing to keep going even when the old patterns pull you back. If you enjoyed these convos, make sure you're subscribed, you like the video, share it with somebody who needs to hear it. And if you want to be the next success story on the pod, the show, strength.com/athlete to learn more. That said, enjoy the show. Hey, dude, you're amazing stuff and you got an incredible testimony. I feel like I've known you forever, even though you've only been a part of the brand for like 2 or 3 years still. Like let's not like sugarcoat that. Like 2 to 3 years. Do you remember exact was it 2023 or 4? We got connected?
I believe. I believe so. I believe so when we got connected. And it's funny because during that time, I wanted to be part of something, I wanted to be part of something important. I was going through a lot in my life. And, I was like, you know what? Let me see what strength is all about. Because, of course, you see it on the internet. Hey, come join and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? Let's see what's all about. And then, I got to be able to reach out with you and then speak with, talk with Diego and telling me what strength was all about. But what really got to me was your your sacrifices to get where you needed to get to, and just having your companions and friends to make something that let's just like a mustard seed and just become something even bigger. And it's just
Mm.
like, wow, I want to be part of that. I want to be part of a movement with that. It's not just a brand. It's not the supplement. It's a community of many strangers coming together with, like I said, with like minds or different minds, with different body types, and just to be part of something amazing that would all just, just motivate each other. And that's the beauty of what strength is, right? And that's why I want to be part of it. You know what? Let's go and let's make it happen.
Well, it says a lot about you that, you found us and you're in full alignment with the brand, bro. Diego loves you. I love you. I've seen amazing progress happen, especially, training with Diego for over the past year or so as well. You've made amazing gains and also, your vibes, your videos you make. Wait, what is your thing you say? Hola, como? Like, what is your, like,
Uh,
your greeting every time?
Almost. Oh, so like, ¿cómo está mi gente?
Yes.
How you guys doing today?
Yep.
How's everyone doing today?
Dude, I love it. Yes. And I love your energy, bro. And like when you come in the team meetings, your gravitas is absolutely felt. I feel like you're a very busy man. We're going to get into your story a little bit here. So, beforehand, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but my current strategy on how I figure out the questions I ask is I ask my guests to send me a video of them, a few minutes, just sharing as much as they want about themselves so I have a strong foundation. And so in your video, you talked a little bit about how, the version of you, while, high energy, amazing vibes, behind the smiles and the blessings that most people never see, there's a version of you. So I want to know kind of like more about that Isaac. Like who's Isaac when no one's watching?
Oh man, I that's one of the that's an amazing question because usually when it comes to letting go is very difficult for me. It's hard, the vulnerability is it's it's really hard to let go sometimes because growing up and how can I put it? I wasn't like the most happiest person. Of course, I was hiding it. I was always the shy person. I was always the I don't want to be around people. Just the fact that I have so much love to give. And I'm a very trustworthy person. But behind the video, behind everything else, when I'm at home alone, or when I drive home to from work, I have my moments where I feel alone. I feel like sometimes life just hits me hard. I want to be the best version of myself that I can be.
Hmm.
As of right now, as a man, I'm working on integrity, where I want to be as kind and gentle to people. Because like I said earlier, growing up, I was bad. I was bad to the bone, man. Let's just say I did some things, especially when I was young. When my mom and my parents weren't around, let's just say I was drinking to alcohol. Not just that, I was doing. I don't know if you heard of codeine before. Codeine. Codeine. So codeine is like a cough syrup that people want to drink.
Oh, okay. Got you. Got
So
you.
cough syrup was one of those things where I was really into. But as well, another thing, as getting older was you mentioned in one of your meetings was lust. For me, what people don't know was I I I don't like talking about this because sometimes when you hear yourself, it's like you feel disgusted.
Oh no, there's
You
no
feel.
shame, brother. You're all good.
I'm sorry
I
about that.
feel that.
So sorry about that. It's just when I hear myself talk about this thing, I feel disgusted.
Hmm.
And I know even with the interview, yeah, I always tend to give bits by bit because I feel
Hmm.
like the people don't need to know that worldview of who I was.
Hmm.
But it cuts story short, the eyes behind the door is basically someone who did things you don't want to see me doing.
Yeah.
I hurt people. Um,
Hey, dude,
so
that's totally
anyway,
normal. One thing I want to say is we, like us Christian men, especially, we're held to a very high standard, I believe. And now that, you might have done things in the past that weren't in alignment with who you are now, but you and I both know, that version doesn't exist anymore. And a lot of faith in this journey as I continue to grow and become closer as well, like yourself, is I see, I feel bad sometimes. Like I carry a lot of shame and like resentment for how I acted in the past because I totally agree with you, bro. Like I struggled with addictions a little bit with just bad indulgence, right? Like the alcohol, the party scene, and definitely hurt people too, man. I say in my book, I'm like, I'm the hero of some people's stories and the villain in others. Like everybody's got a different perception of each other. And it's really easy to like continuously fight the old version of you and feel bad, but you didn't even have the conviction at the time. Like you might not even have felt bad at the time because you didn't really like you were looking out for yourself. You weren't as mature and you learned and grew from it. And now you're this version of yourself, Isaac, that the I see is just full of energy, like definition of party animal in the room, like front and center, not in a bad way party, like you're like the life of the party is what I'm saying. So
definitely.
yeah, man, I want you to know, like, by the way, you can share as much or as little as you want about your story and such. It's all about scars into strength, man. It's all about pain into power. And dude, I totally hear you on, kind of regretting of some decisions you made in the past, but they got you to exactly where you are today. So do you feel like you have regrets in your life, and or are you fully grateful for everything that's happened up to this point and you're just, you do believe that everything happens for a reason?
You're completely right. Everything happens for a reason. In the word it talks about not to look to your left, not to look to your right, to always keep looking forward, regardless how your past was, regardless what your future may look, or regardless how you're living right now. I have my moments, like let's say when I was in the car and I had my moments where I was like, man, I wish I should have never done this. I wish my life could have been better. I wish I could have interviewed you better. I wish I could have treated this person better. I wish I didn't do things I didn't want to do. But then again, I rethink again. I see, you know what? I appreciate going through those moments where it was uneasy and uncomfortable. Why regret those moments when those
Mhm.
moments are making me stronger? They're maturing me as a man. They're helping me and molding me in ways where I do interact with new people and I do interact in a new relationship or at work. I'm able to how can I put it to deal with those situations, and just to grow up and mature as a man. That's the best thing in the world. And I always tell people, you got to go through the ugly, you got to go through the pain, the suffering to have this smile, to have that positive energy. Because if you're always waking up miserable and you're always waking up I don't know, people probably tell you, because I was talking to a friend at work, I wish I could smile like you more. I wish I could be like you. Wish I could have that energy. And I always tell them that why not? Why don't you want that?
Yeah.
What's stopping you from getting to that level of enlightenment? And someone said, well, oh,
Mm.
I'm not that type of person. But at the end of the day, it's like you are that person. Yes, everybody has different personality, but if you want to achieve that next level, you gotta learn how to let go of those things and just submit and just say, I
Yeah.
take control of everything. I have no regrets of my life, but I'm blessed to know that as I'm growing as a man and as a person, it's a beautiful thing. And that's when all that energy just comes out like crazy because the light within you. Because when God is within you and you're in favor of Him and you submit to Him, that light that just starts to dwell in you. And you get to
Mm.
share your testimony to others and they get to see the real you, not the fake person. And when you get to share that amazing thing, you change their lives around because they know, like, dang, he was best through some stuff in his life. So I
Yeah.
would like to be something like that, definitely.
I love it. So you said that God kept pushing you into places you weren't comfortable. What do you feel like was the hardest area of growth that He's challenged you in so far?
We stepping
That's
out
like super deep.
of my vulnerability, like right here,
Yeah.
like my comfort zone to just to open up.
Hmm.
Open up is very, like I mentioned, it's
Yeah.
very difficult for me, and I don't know how to explain it. Even speaking with you and everybody in life is just it's so hard, and I guess for me to just to open up who I am
Hmm.
a little bit more day by day. That's like it's the sex story to me because
100%.
I don't know what it is. I feel like I feel like a wall that just does it's breaking, but it doesn't want to break. But I
Yeah.
want others to understand that it's okay to let go a little bit, especially with you, Diego, the team, and just to share a beautiful moment of who you are.
Hmm.
And to me, I could say it's my vulnerability. I can't, it's hard. It's hard to let go.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was just listening to something talking about the idea that, there's no benefit of having a closed heart. You got to be able to have an open heart. And it talks about, it can be as far as well, it's chasing success, for example. Like when you're on that climb up, they say like, if the higher you climb, the harder you're gonna fall. Why even climb? But I don't believe in that because you know, why not try it all? I mean, like, why? You can either sit at the sidelines and let life pass you by, or you can get out there, being vulnerable with yourself, and show the world who you are, just being your authentic self, which I think you're really good at. So, yeah, I think it comes down to having the faith and the belief in yourself, and like you said, the vulnerability to be open with yourself and accept yourself to be able to deal with hurt and the cons of life because we live in a broken world. We live in a It's not perfect here for many reasons, and we can't expect it to all be sunshine and rainbows when we put ourselves out there. But you get to reap what you sow, and you're gonna miss out on a lot in life, I think, if you hold yourself back from not trying to be vulnerable. I think a lot of like us guys, especially, we like to hold it in. We like to, try to do it on our own, but we're built for community. Like we're designed by God for companionship and for being around people. So I'm glad that strength can hopefully be somewhat of a great community for you, and that you get to continue to grow with us and with Diego and everybody else on the team. We're very grateful to have your presence here, my man. So you've been on the team a few years now, like we talked about. What did it give you emotionally before it gave you anything physically?
Ooh, a lot, one of the things I spoke about was feeling alone. You guys gave me life. You guys gave me a reason to talk, to speak about, especially when we had our community meetings. Remember when we first started, it was just a group of cells, a group of people, just a small groups until we ended up being a big group.
Hmm.
Uh, I believe I don't know if her name. Maybe I might be wrong. Sorry, forgive me if my name is if I say her name. I don't know. It was Madison. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, we had Madison. Yep.
Yeah, Maddie. Yes, yes, yes. So she was one of our team leads, and she was one of the ones we always spoke to, and to take our time of day just to speak with someone, tell them what we're going through, and to let go. That's one of the amazing things about strength, is that the word reign within, we're able to
Yes.
speak with others with their struggles, their weakness and strengths. And the cool thing, we get to pray for each other. Who,
Yes.
who does that? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
who prays for each other? Who's there for each other? So to me, that's the beauty of what strength is. Again, it's not a brand. It's not a supplement line. It's a group of people, a family. Because lions are strong, right? They're
Yeah.
confident. They let go. They bring their light. They're fierce. They're hungry. They want the best. And that's what strength is all about, of bringing the best version of yourself and molding those weaknesses into strength.
How would you I love that, brother. How would you define strength today, like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, compared to what you thought it was a few years ago?
Wow. That's a very good question.
Not like
Very
the
good
brand
question.
strength, just like, internal, or, the actual strength, like spelled like the regular way.
Strength I guess for me, I could say confidence. Confidence because I like them and confidence. I like them believing in myself. Strength today, like I mentioned, it's you bring in a whole different version of yourself.
Mhm.
And like when it comes to, of course, you and Diego, just seeing your sacrifices day by day. That's what strength is all about.
Yeah.
It's sacrificing every single day to being the better version of yourself and becoming the new version of yourself. And that's what strength defines me, is leaving your old you to become the new version of yourself. And every moment that you speak with those around you, speak with those, the community that within strength, just imagine what you could become when you have a community of people who are there with you every step of the way.
I love it. How do you stay grounded now when old temptations or self-destructive thoughts try to resurface? Do you have any kind of like protocol you do, or what do you tell yourself?
Wow, so like I mentioned, one of my things that I struggle with is anxiety. So, and my anxiety, as far as men, so I had issues with addiction, like sorry if I TMI, uh, masturbation and lusting and all that stuff. Uh, so going back to when I was younger, I had moments where I felt like nobody wasn't there, felt like the whole world was collapsing. So I was using my anxiety things like I was using those things to help cope with my anxieties and everything that's in life. So when it comes to that, and with suicidal thoughts or just feeling alone, I just basically clean the house.
Yeah.
I clean the house. I put on worship music on. Um, I go to the gym, or I just go step outside, just get a walk. And I start praying. I have my own conversations with God to help me push. because it's not easy. And when you have certain things that you've been doing for so long, that you're trying to get rid of those things, and not just that, the battle buddies that would have we trying, to be able to just to message someone and say, "Hey, man, can I reach out to you real quick? Can I talk to you?"
Mm,
And you guys, I understand everybody has busy lives, but just to have someone to talk to and just be able to, "Hey, man, this is what I'm going through." That's usually what I do sometimes when uh when I'm going through
feel
those
that.
crazy moments.
That's good. Hey man, I'll be vulnerable with you too here. I used to totally struggle with, especially like we talked about. You mentioned it at the very beginning. I used to really struggle with lust, right? And now that I'm diving more into my faith, you kind of one of the cool things that I've noticed is the sins that you used to enjoy, like you didn't even know it was sins, it was just bad. I call it indulgence, right? Foolish activities. And you didn't even know it was bad at the time, but then now that you get closer with, your faith, you realize you don't even desire those things anymore. You get closer to him. And yeah, I totally struggle with masturbation and all that stuff as well. I mean, dude, it was like I was wanking it 3 times a day, man. I'm being real with you. Like it was bad. And what that does, I think for the guys, especially, I mean, girls struggle with it too. Do not get me wrong. Um, and it's very, they say, I'm reading Proverbs right now. I'm in around chapter yeah, so King Solomon, it's all about, controlling lust with the immoral like, avoiding the immoral woman, but Proverbs 2 or 3 gets, pretty deep into, lust of the 2 most not necessarily the 2 most deadly sins, but the most dangerous is a combination of, lust with pride because a lust it says that lust leads to it's from an empty heart and pride is from an empty mind. So all you got to do is pray to God and say, "Hey, please fill my mind with wisdom and my heart with love." And it can really help kind of just remove any kind of temptations as well. But yeah, dude, I'm loving this combo. By the way, I love your pump cover. I got to give a shout out to you. That deadlift, dude, got a little strength logo right there. It's so sick. We gotta come back out with that. So we do this thing, and this is the first time I'm doing it live for this recording. Is we give away? We're doing a quick sponsor, of course, as you guys know, Strength. If you guys ever want to join the movement, you can go to strength.com/athlete, become an athlete like Isaac here. And we asked the guests, what discount code do you want people to be able to use at checkout? Like any word or phrase you got that they could type in at strength.com. What do you want them to get the discount for, Isaac? You got any word that sticks out?
So definitely, so my link is it's funny I call it El Dragon, the dragon.
El Dragon. Okay, that's perfect. The dragon. El Dragon. That is gonna give you an extra percentage for this next week or so, especially. So use that discount at checkout on anything you see. If you want to be like Isaac and look great with the pump, you look even greater. Let's go, dude. So we've covered a lot here, Isaac. What do you want somebody to know that is going through some kind of addiction and or a really dark season where they feel alone and or they're just having a hard time trusting the process? Like, what do you want to tell them?
So in the word, it talks about being part of a community that's able to discern knowledge, wisdom, and to be able to listen and understand. And it follows where fools who don't want to listen, who don't want to understand, are not going to take those advices and they're not going to gravitate it. And
Mhm.
I'm going to tell many viewers or those who are listening right now is don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to just to it's a don't be afraid to be part of this community, this movement. Don't look at the pictures and the people who are probably have the nicest body or or the supplements or don't look at that because when you start looking in within deep and everything else, there's a struggle behind each one of us within those pictures. So again, I tell people don't be afraid to call. Be part of strength. The strength is we're gonna mentor you. Not just that, we have group of men and group of women who's gonna elevate you, who's gonna make you stronger. But not just that, man. We have people who are willing to train you, take their time of day to help you reach your goals, not just the physical, but the mental. A group of community where you get to go on a call and everybody tells about their strengths and weaknesses. And this is the best time. This is the now
Mm,
where, hey, you could sign up or you could get a call. Just say, I want to be part of be part of a community that not only is going to lift me up, but be part of a community that knows that understands me, that knows is going to be there for me, that knows that not going to leave me, that I can make friends. Maybe you could build a relationship with somebody part of
mhm.
strength, but strength is right within you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's going to make you stronger? What's going to elevate you? Trust me. Don't be scared. I know it's hard to just like me, it's hard to open up, and even with me, sometimes I tend to babble, but it's just the passion and the drive that I have about who, who strength is. And if you don't understand what
Yeah.
the energy I have about this and the importance of what strength has changed my life around, just click away, just call, do what you can, because you're missing out. Like we always said, we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. I love it. Dude, well, you're such a blessing to have on the team, and yes, I think we've covered so much, Isaac. Where can they find you on socials? What's your at?
So I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. Blessed and delivered is when for me, I'm that simple person. I'm going to give you that motivation. I'm going to give you the real version of me, and I'm just here to uplift you and just give you the good news, the good word. And again, it's blessed and delivered because I'm going to bring you blessings. I'm going to deliver you from your own situations of life.
That's amazing. Let's go, dude. Well, hey, super grateful you came on the show. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed, you like, you share this with somebody who needs to hear it. And if you want to be the next success story like Isaac, go ahead and head to strength.com/athlete, join the community, get some great results, and join our community of warriors, everybody pushing each other. We're so grateful to have Isaac in the front leading the movement. Been a part of it for 2+ years now. Absolutely incredible. He's got the protein right there. Let's, dude, come on. I had that with my oatmeal this morning. Let's go. Perfect. I love it, brother. All right, guys. See you in the next one.